Hey everybody, welcome to Your Beautiful Table, a YouTube channel and a website all about helping you make your tables beautiful. Today we're going to talk about Trapp candles, Bob's Flower Shop, and fresh cut tuberose, so stay tuned. Thanks everybody for coming on back. If you're new to the channel, Your Beautiful Table is all about making your tables beautiful, and we talk about things including home fragrance, scented candles, tabletop decor, flowers, china, table linens, glassware, all that kind of thing to make your tables gorgeous. And today we're going to talk about a couple of home fragrance candles. But before I do that, I want to share with you, downstairs I'm burning Nest Fragrances Bamboo, and I'm really loving it. So we'll have a review of it soon. And be sure to stay tuned until the very end of the video so you can learn how you can be entered in to win free candle stuff. So you may be wondering why I'm wearing this poncho. So it's like a fashion statement, and I wanted to share with you, I like to share with you about other YouTube video or other YouTube channels that I enjoy. So in addition to doing tabletop stuff, I also like to crochet. My grandmother taught me to crochet several years ago now, like decade or plus ago, and I enjoy that. And there is a YouTube channel called Crazy Cool Crochet, and she's great. So she takes you step by step, and there are lots of beginner crochet patterns that are on there. So I'll put a link to Crazy Cool Crochet down in the description box. So if you're looking for a new hobby, crochet might be one for you. After you get good at it, you can work on it while you're watching TV or hanging out, and it's a fun project, especially for the winter time. So I crochet primarily only in cold weather months because it's like hot to carry projects around, and so I want to crochet during cold weather months. But she had a simple poncho design that I really liked, and this is the second iteration that I've made from that pattern. So go check it out, and it's an easy pattern to do, and essentially it's two long rectangles that you sew together, and then that creates the main poncho. And so I made it, I had this gray sort of heathery yarn that I wanted to use. And if y'all follow the channel, you know that I recently moved. Well, before I moved, I wanted to clean up and work up different stuff. I really didn't want to take all the yarn to Goodwill, and I didn't want to move it. And anyway, long story short, I decided to work it up and use it as the crochet pattern. Well, I started working it up, and I realized I was going to run out of yarn just based on the amount of yarn it was taking to work the pattern. And this I have worked in a half double crochet. So I'll bring it up to the camera, and you can sort of see that, the half double crochet pattern and I think I worked it in the back loops. And I think that's what made the pattern, if I'm being completely honest. And so I might be mistaken, but half double crochet is like one of my favorite stitches because I think it gives good drape and height to the yarn without being too loose. So I like a tighter fabric, and half double crochet provides that. And it works up fast with bulkier yarn, but it doesn't create lots of holes. I will share with you that I think after working this poncho up, I probably would like to go, this was like a worsted weight yarn. I might go down a little bit more. Now, that means that it's going to take a lot more yarn to make the fabric, but I think for a more masculine and less chunky approach, I would do this again in a smaller weight yarn, making maybe half double crochet stitches, but maybe even a different stitch to create a finer fabric that has a different drape. This would be great for like an Afghan or a cover-up or a lap blanket, but for an Afghan, it just doesn't have, or excuse me, for a poncho, it just doesn't have the kind of drape that I wanted it to have. But anyway, so you make a panel out of the yarn, and then you make another panel. And so I'll turn around, and you can see where the panels were joined together here in the middle. And this was a fun way to do the mashup. And then I just sewed the panels together here. Now at the top, the V of the pattern comes down and it makes a deep V. And for women, I think that's probably really great. You're probably wearing the poncho on top of something like a camisole or a turtleneck or even a button-up shirt like what I have on. But for me, I felt like it was like a little too low, so I just did a single crochet collar all around, and it brought it up and made the collar a little bit higher. And you could probably work this up and even make a cow neck if you wanted to like continue it up and then fold the fabric over on itself, which I think would be really fun. So those of you who might be interested in doing crochet may want to check out Crazy Cool Crochet. This pattern was a lot of fun. I think I made it too long, and so the length came from the width of the panels. So I might shorten the panels. And it's just this thing where the size of the poncho needs to be proportionate to your body. So if you want it to come down a little bit more and have more coverage on the sides, then you'll want to have it a little bit longer. But for me, I think it got a little bit too long. But this is my sort of Dan Levy, Schitt's Creek, throwback poncho. So the David Rose in Schitt's Creek, if you're a Schitt's Creek fan, wears lots of like fun black and gray, black and white clothes, and this is what it reminded me of. So it's actually really warm, and so I'm going to jump out of it so we can continue with our unboxing of these two candles. Hang on. Okay, so I'm back, and we're going to take a look at these two candles. It's Bob's Flower Shop by Trapp Candles and Fresh Cut Tuberose. So one of you great viewers said, "Hey John, I know you love spring florals. You should try Bob's Flower Shop from Trapp Candles." And I listened, and I went out and got them. So there is a local flower shop, sort of gift shop, furniture, antiques. It's like this really fun mix with greenhouses. So they have, I mean, it's like right like down my alley or up my alley. And they also had Trapp Candles, and I had seen them there when I was there last time. I got these for $3.95. I'm not sure what they retail at on the internet, but so about the $4 price point. They are 2-ounce votive candles, and I wanted to share with you all that the Kringle Candle has these small jar candles, and if you buy a small jar candle from Kringle and you burn it all the way down and then put the candle in the freezer, you can freeze the remaining wax and use it like a butter knife just to remove the wax, and then a little hot water and dish soap, and you can get your candle holders nice and clean. So then what I will do is drop the votive down into that votive holder just like that. And I really like the heft of this candle holder, and it has these nice glass sides that will protect it from drafts and breezes in the house. The lid for the Kringle Candle small jar has a seal on it, and I've pulled the seal away because I like these for tea lights. So if you want to have some tea lights out on your table, these make great tea light holders. You can just put your tea light in there. If you wanted to, these votives are going to melt down too much, but there's a little bit of space in there. So I would put them in more of a votive holder, but the tea lights, this is perfect for tea lights. So let's talk about the Fresh Cut Tuberose. I just took the candle out of the box, but I'll bring the box up to you. So Trapp Candles have these nice olive green boxes. They have the nice design. Now the larger candles from Trapp come in a house-shaped box, and they say that they have a bottle of perfume in every candle. So they're really highly scented candles, and it's a soy wax candle blend. So they have lots of instructions on what to do and what not to do. Of course, you want to trim the wicks down to 1/4 of an inch, and it says don't burn the candles for more than 2 hours at a time. So I was looking for springtime candle fragrances, and Tuberose is definitely a spring floral. Here's the votive itself. It's this nice buttery, opaque votive candle, and it's just got a 1 wick there. I can sort of see that they're like through the light that the what I want to say, the wick clip is a little bit off center. It's kind of over here, but this candle smells lovely on cold. If you were to just place this on an end table or a nightstand, it would be, you could get a like nice scent bubble about 1 foot away. So $4, 2 ounces of candle, nice fragrance. Tuberose is a white floral, and this has what I would say white floral with a little bit of green. There's some like a powder, like I don't want to say it goes to like baby powder, but there's a powdery finish to the fragrance. And there's like sweet to almost bubblegum. So it's very sweet. It is not heady like a perfume necessarily, like Beautiful Perfume by Estee Lauder, or what's another one by Estee Lauder that's sort of a floral? Pleasures. It sort of tiptoes in that direction like women's perfume, but doesn't go all the way there. It stays more in the floral garden sense. But I'm going to look forward to burning this because it has that wet note that I want to get from a nice, juicy, wet floral with that springtime feeling. So I want to think cool, dew, springtime mornings, a dew on the grass, a little bit of the flowers blooming, that springtime coolness that comes through. And this has that. So overall, on cold, really great fragrance profile right now. I'm going to really enjoy burning that candle. Now this was the one that I went to the store to pick up, and it's called Bob's Flower Shop. I love, Yankee Candle had a candle called Greenhouse. I can still get it on eBay. It is a great candle. I've really enjoyed it. And y'all know that I like sort of those greenhouse earthy kind of floral scents. And when one of our viewers recommended Bob's Flower Shop, I was like, let me jump on it. So wow, so this candle is freesia, it is a little bit of rose, it is tuberose, it is white floral. There is definitely a green note in here and a little bit of what I would call like broken branches. So it's got a like a spicy woody note to it that I can only describe as like broken branches. If you've ever been out into the garden and trimmed branches to force them, like quince, wisteria, there's some other ones, and it's got a little bit of that feeling, like very early spring and moving into like hydrangea, not hydrangea, but hyacinth. That's what I was looking for. So a little bit of hyacinth, some of that tulip feeling. So all those lovely like flower shop scents sort of all coming into one. It doesn't have things that you might smell in a traditional flower shop like eucalyptus. So eucalyptus is a common green that's added to different flower arrangements, but it doesn't show up in this. So if you're not a eucalyptus fan, don't worry about it. It's not in here. So it's mainly a combination of white florals that's really well rounded with that wet woody note that helps to create a little bit of base, but it stays in the floral. So think about bridal bouquet, bridesmaids, flower bouquets, those kinds of things. That scent is what's coming through here. It is a nice scent bubble, so it's got about a foot here. And this candle, just like the other one, has this buttery looking candle wax. It's a 1-wick candle. It's got a nice sort of shape here, and we'll just drop right down. The candle is 2 ounces. I have to be sure I keep them separate. They're a little bit different color, but I don't want to mix them up. But it's got a nice box here with the label of the Bob's Flower Shop. So thanks to those of you who recommend different candles, because I do listen to your recommendations and go out and try to find them, and we're going to burn them and have a fun review. So I got 2 springtime candles. They actually didn't have the larger versions. I would have preferred to burn a larger version, but I wanted to go ahead and grab these. So, about $4 for a 2-ounce candle. These would make fantastic hostess gifts. Put a couple in a gift box and you're good to go. So when you see Trapp candles, they're fine candles, nice quality. I'm going to burn them and bring the review to you. Hey, thanks everybody for watching. If you stay tuned to the very end, know that we have a newsletter, and that's how I do giveaways. So sign up for the newsletter below. Your name will be automatically entered into a drawing. When we hit different milestones, our next milestone will be 200 subscribers on the YouTube channel. We're working on it. So sign up so you'll be entered to win, and we'll do regular drawings. That way your email's locked in a MailChimp server. So and I promise I won't spam you with lots of emails. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time on your beautiful table.